Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're playing some chess. Okay. French. Is this a French? TPH? I don't really know. I'm out of book. Interesting. Let's just develop. Develop. Let's just bring the bishop out. Played some faster chess yesterday and was not too happy with how I kind of relied more on intuition than calculation. All right, let's see. This is a threat. Threats and weaknesses. Threats and weaknesses. Got to go through the reads, the motions. I don't see any big advantages here. He's playing kind of weird in the opening, so I don't quite understand. My hope is to just kind of gain space. How do we play that? Oh, maybe preparing this. Maybe we can put this here to bind that down. Don't want to get too fancy, but I think that's the key break that he might be going for. Then I could put this bishop here. Maybe this is coming. I could go here, and then after this, to take, but then after takes, my knight is hanging. So I could just drop it back too. I think I just put my bishop here. If push, I'll just drop my bishop back. Just trying to set my pieces up and develop. I have pretty strong. Okay, here we go. Here's the first break. I haven't really been calculating where you can break, but it takes. I guess he's going to get this knight in. I can always take with my knight as well. If he just puts this in, we could also close it, but then he could just open up. This bishop is hanging, by the way. I think important to note. Just got to be careful there. I'll take. Take, if this comes in, then I'll take with my knight. If just this, then I'll castle. And then we can also move this knight somewhere to open up an attack on this as well. So maybe knight can go here and here. Okay. I think we definitely don't want that knight to sit there and attack a bunch of our pieces. Queen's protecting it too, so maybe that was the plan all along, just eventually break on e5. Yeah, I think take castle is good. Then we load up on this open file. Looking at some of these jump-ins too onto my king side. Now castle looks good. Threats and weaknesses, threats and weaknesses. Oh, this pawn is hanging. This is hanging. This is hanging. This is barely hanging. Yeah, he's gonna get a tempo. Okay, let's protect this first. Don't want to lose pawns unnecessarily. That's why we gotta always check. Check for hanging pieces, check for threats and weaknesses. Don't just play on intuition. Yeah, last night was bad. Sometimes you just get lazy and you want to go to like... It's kind of crazy how different the two minds were. The one that is kind of the fast thinking brain that just like, okay, goes on intuition, goes on emotion, and the slow calculating thinking brain. All right, I think he's preparing the castle. I think that's fine. Nothing immediately stands out to me as a potential threat. Bishops are still on the table. Okay, so two plans right now. One is to try to control this file. The other is to reroute this knight. But this would hang immediately. So let's put our queen there to help protect. Although it would be kind of annoying. It'd be nice to be able to move that there. Maybe here, and then if this rook comes over, then we just put it here, and then we bring the bishop, we bring the rooks over. Maybe here is also good. Protects the pawn, controls this square. It looks good to me. Although this could come in. Yeah, those all seem like fine moves. But yeah, allowing to develop the tempo is kind of annoying. Let's just do this first then. Maybe this. It's hard to decide. Okay, this seems the most reasonable. Because if the bishop comes in, we can push the pawn. Yep, we can push the pawn. If knight comes in or rook comes over to try to get the file is not as bad anymore. The only thing is it blocks this knight in. I guess we could have played that anyways. All right, let's grab this file. Gotta be careful here now. Do we take? Kind of want to double up. Maybe if I go here. Or here. He just takes. And then I have to take back the queen, and then he can grab the file with tempo. I could just take, and then contest the file. Alright, let's do that. I'd like to, if possible, move my queen so my knight can reroute to this side. Maybe land itself up here to be a little bit more menacing. Contest the file again. Kind of scary. Gotta watch for this. I'm good here because we have the pawns, but there's a skewer. Oh, gotta bring this over. Wonder how much of a difference that makes. Does not want to trade it off. Makes sense. Actually doesn't really make sense. Yeah, this knight is weird. It does not have any good squares now. Maybe this here. Break the pin. Because where's that knight gonna go at this point? Oh, maybe it wants to come here and bully the bishop. Because I want to move my queen here so I can move this here, then here. I guess if this comes here, I have to take. Then after takes, drop the bishop back. And then we can move the knight. Okay, that's my plan right now. Hanging pieces, hanging pieces. This is now hanging. This is technically hanging. This is hanging. Expect something like that. Yep. Now I think we just take. Ah, interesting. This almost works. I could somehow just take, get his queen out of position. That would have been cool. And drop this back. Okay, let's do that. I guess he now controls the file, but I think we're going to try to get some play on the king side. It's an interesting move. Maybe it will come. Just drop it back. watch out for these squares. These bishops are looking good right now. I think better than his bishops. Which have to just remove that guy, which can be done. We can push that too, even. Okay. Makes it a little bit harder to do that now. Wonder what the point of that is, though. Maybe we can remaneuver something like that to try to go after that pawn. They can always just push it. Actually, they can't because they're pinned. Huh. They might have to move their king, which should have enough time to do. Their thought was this, but I'm just afraid like the queen will come in. It's a weird move, but I don't see a clear way to make progress right now. But yeah, I think the idea is come here and go after this pawn. And then try to control this file myself. Don't let them have control. Oh, this needs to be watching this at all times. So now this is attacking this. This has no... Ooh. Interesting. She wants queens off the board? Well, I only have one move that doesn't just blunder everything, so... Alright. We'll pre-move the queen takes. And I think we continue with this plan. Well, this is still hanging. So he's got to bring this here or here to defend it. Or he can bring the knight. Okay, yeah, there it is. Let's keep this going. I like my bishop controls the two squares that the knight probably wants to jump to, and then this pawn controls it, so this knight's not looking too good. We have good control now, but I think the king needs to come out and start doing some work. Wouldn't be surprised if I saw his king come. So where do we try to make progress? Yeah. Okay, so now he can push this. I think this is fine, though. Maybe we just bring the king up. Okay, comes back. That's probably a good move to reinforce. Let's bring the king up. Got some weak dark squares here. Okay, so now this thing is super reinforced. This looks very solid. Let's bring the king up some more. Maybe we can get this in as a break at some point, or maybe we can push this and then push this. He wants to trade off the light squared bishop. I guess he can take back with his king with tempo. I don't really see a good way to save it except putting my bishop there, but he can just push this. And then if I leave it alone, I would have to take back this way. I don't really like what happens to my structure in that case. Maybe we just take and then we push this pawn and then we push it again. Okay. Takes back. Just to gain space. Try to give more room for my king to maneuver. I already feel more focused and more concentrated and just happier with this game. I might, of course we're going to an endgame, I might still lose, but at least I'm making it closer to an endgame without making a massive blunder. I probably jinxed it. I'm probably going to like blunder a fork or something like that. But compared to the other games where I just felt like in the middle game, I was clearly just losing pawns and losing pieces, and it was just not pretty. Okay. Yep, that's makes sense. This square is now heavily controlled, so we can push that as a break at some point. Okay, let's say he pushes as a break. Takes, I guess. I think it's not too bad. I'd like to kind of push up on onto these squares a little bit. Can I push right here, right now? Takes. Let's go this way. Push here. Probably dead drawn right now. I guess I'm a little bit more on the line. There it is. So if he takes and I take, we're okay because we're protecting this. And then what? Does he try to break this way? I could also take. I think it's okay. So if I push here, or takes, we still have to be careful. This bishop is actually really active. Maybe it is better to just take. I don't know. Let's just bring the bishop in for reinforcement. Should be a draw. Just gonna look for tactics. Forks and pins. Lots of pawns. That I wasn't expecting. Well, I think it's fine to take here. He just takes back. Oh, then I guess it allows that. It's hard to know exactly what to do, but the goal here is to just try to calculate 1 or 2 moves ahead. Come up with a sane plan, and then just watch for tricks. Getting my knight there would be awesome. How do we do that? Maybe we need to take. So we can come in here. Yeah, if takes, then I'll come here. If push, that's a little more annoying. Okay. What if I take? I guess he can come here. I guess I could go, take. Oh yeah, go. He would need to come here right away. Huh. Oh no, I have to go here first. Then he could take. And then I could go there. And then he could come here. Seems kind of risky. We just come here and then we try to take it. Oh no, we can't because he's just gonna take back. Yeah, he's making good progress here. I think this is good. Then after takes, we can try to push that and weaken this pawn. Yeah. It's gotta take. I'm curious. Yeah, if takes, probably would have just taken. So I think I can break this way now. This is the battlefield. I think he has to take, and then I just take back. And then he needs to find a way to defend this pawn. And then now my king comes over and we promote. the idea there? What is the idea there? I think I want to control these two squares, right? Wait, can anything defend? Here? Maybe here? Let me reroute my king, because now the battlefield looks like it's on this side, so I want to be able to run things up over here. These are two key squares that I think he wants to get into. Well, this one specifically, he wants to get here to defend his pawn. So you can go here, 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 then push this pawn, and then come here. Oh! Interesting. All right. My king is a little bit closer, so that's why I think this is the right way to go. If his king can't even come in. Can probably create some weaknesses. Maybe his bishop will come down here. Maybe I should just push. Let me put this here, and then the king can't really approach. And now we give check. Oh, maybe he contests. But I think I just come up, and if he takes, then I take, and he still can't approach. So I'm going to win this pawn. I think his best bet is maybe try to come down here now. No, he can't. He's stuck. Now I pick up this pawn. I think he needs to take. All right, he takes. And I can just ignore that, right? I can push. Push. Almost there. He needs to run it back to contest for that square. Well, I can just take this now. I think pretty safely. And yeah, I think we're... Oh, he's going to try to create his own passer. Okay, I think even if he pushes that, then we just push this. Oh. Created the passer. Does this allow him to draw? If he comes here, then I can just push this. And then try to trade off the queens. It's not obvious to me. Oh no. He's gonna queen. I didn't get out of the way. I think we have to queen first. Obviously, if we go here, he's gonna... Maybe I went from a completely one to a drawing, maybe even losing. You should just give a lot of checks. But I can come and defend. Yeah. Take it. Take it. Take it. Give me a tempo. Give me a tempo. I just gotta not get skewered. Ah. Is it a draw? I feel like there's a way for me to do this. I'm not here to play for draws. If I lose, okay? Maybe part of the exercise is figuring out when. If I go here, I guess I can check this way. Is that losing though? Maybe. It's gotta come here. Okay, only got one move. And I just gotta not blunder the skewer. Thinking. Oh, is he out of checks? Oh, I tricked him. No, yeah. Now he could check me from there. Or I guess it's allowing me to come closer. Or he could check me from here. Oh, what the fuck? He just blundered. Well, I guess that's why you don't draw. Okay, well, thank you, Sakek 80. I think it was probably a draw. Let's take a look. Okay, let's just go back to the beginning. Yeah, I get pretty good control of the center. He munches back at it. I try to gain control. Nothing really stands out to me. I think, yeah, everything's basically coming off. And right about here, I think I have a little bit more space and my pawns are nicely coordinated. He's got to shuffle around a little bit more, but I don't see a huge advantage anywhere. I think my plan here is to try to go after this pawn, but well, he gets queens off the board quickly. I think that's to my advantage. And yeah, now here's the battle. I think it's just a lot of shuffling and seeing whose king can get into a better position. But yeah, like, look at this. It looks dead drawn, right? If I had to guess, this is probably dead drawn. But but I think he just pushed too hard without really figuring out which squares he was controlling. And then the important thing is that I won the pawn because my king was in a better position. I did the marathon and ran all the way around to get up here to get to that pawn, and his king was a little bit further away. So I kind of banked on that. Said, okay, you're here. But now I've blockaded your pawn, I'm protecting my pawn, and my king is in a better position than yours. Yeah, after this trade, we come here, he tries to get closer, and then now it's a game of what squares can this king actually even come to? And thankfully, this is like a well-defended square. I think maybe you could have pushed this and try to, but I think I would have understood that these are two squares that the king needs to get to defend this pawn. And I'm going to be able to get to this square pretty quickly. So after pushing my pawn to control this square, it vacates this square, but my bishop can quickly come in and control that square. So he almost has nowhere to go. He has this block, but it's just not in time. My king can just come in. My king is just one tempo ahead. So at this point, I pick up the pawn. He needs to take at that point because his bishop is pinned. Otherwise, I'll just take and go up a full piece. So I can take this, and then now I have a passed pawn. So at this point, I suspect I just didn't think about this side enough, or maybe I was thinking about it too much, and I should have just maybe if I had played this and I forced him to play king moves to defend instead of giving him tempo to play pawn moves. Because if I go here, maybe he gets this in. I guess if I go here, I'm going to lose the pawn. So eventually this king move has to come anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then I think maybe I played this. I think that would have locked everything up, because then there's no way he creates a passer, and then I win. Yeah, this could have been played a lot better. I think this move allows for the passer. It creates a passer for me, but allows a passer for him. And I already have a passer, so I just want to shut everything down. So maybe the lesson here is learn the king and pawn, or just learn pawn structures and how they break. I think if I had just played this, it would have just shut everything down. If I play this here, because, yeah, even if he wants to go here, then I just take. As long as these pawns can support each other and I can choose which way I take. Because now if I take this way, then he can take and create a passer. And then now he pushes. And then we're kind of even. Like, even though I have two passers and I have the step on him, I unfortunately allowed him to pass on the square that would check my king. Maybe it would have been even smarter to just oh shoot, god damn it. It would have been smarter to, yeah, okay, so he has to, okay, so what if I played here? Then he goes here, then I go here. Oh, he would go here. Then my king would go here. I should have just focused on this. Even if I had to make king moves, he would have to make king moves too, so it wouldn't just be straightforward. I think that would have been better. So in this case, just king here, push, pawn. Maybe push again. Yeah, that would have lost it for me, I think, because even if I queen... No, he would queen 2, and then I would be able to start giving him checks. As long as he can't, yeah, get check. Yeah, as long as he can't queen with check, he's better off. But I think once I went this way, kind of not good, because he queens with check, which is actually not too hot. And then at this point, we're doing this dance. I think he was fine just going here. I guess I could start kind of pushing in this way. The goal is, I guess, to get like here. Because once I start giving him a bunch of checks, and then if I'm able to get queens off the board, then I win. So I think it was the right move, definitely, to not accept the draw. There's still chances for me, so even if it was theoretical draw, I think it was still a tough battle. Yeah. Even in this position, I think I have the advantage because of the pawns. Okay. Yeah. Okay, it did say it was a dead draw for a while. At this point, it's completely winning for me. Yeah, let's take a look at this endgame first, because I think this endgame is fascinating. Yeah, this was pretty drawn. So yeah, we get here and we're just like, this has to be a draw, right? And then he pushes. Ah, that is something I was wondering. So after takes, I don't get it. What if I push here? Then he brings this defender. Oh. That's cool. I should have calculated that a little bit longer. I think after I saw... Yeah, after I calculated this far, but then I'm a piece down, and it's not clear to me that I can win, and it seems risky. So now in retrospect, of course, looking at this, I'll pick up this. We move this defender. Oh, he blockades, yeah. These pawns need to roll down, but... Yeah, it's good. It's good for me, but it's definitely not obvious. And when you're in a position like this, it's hard to take these risks. So we're here. Yeah, I think maneuvering the king around is right. Okay, I guess that's a draw. Oh, it's still a draw. Let's say this. Oh, I see. And then he's gonna pick up the pawn. Okay, that's a draw. I understand that. But yeah, now I pick this up, takes, and it should be an easy win. I mean, computer thinks it's a draw. Takes. Huh. I guess I'm definitely still within range. I think, yeah. I need to figure out my king and pawn endgames here, but it seemed wrong to come back after all these. But if I stop this pawn, I'm going to win. So it's fine. Even now it's fine. Like, I can let him gobble it, but I'm going to pick up this pawn. I'm in the square. But then I just made it way harder for myself by pushing this pawn. It just like came to me. I was thinking, oh, I got 2 passers. I can like push each one back and forth. But when you're racing against one other pawn that's also around the same rank, trying to promote, the 2 pawns is not useful. You just want to stop the 1 pawn. And I'm ahead on the pawns here, so my number 1 goal should be stop this pawn. As long as I can take a square, and then we draw a diagonal out towards the king. As long as the king can get into this square on the next move, which I can, then even if push comes closer, push comes closer, and both these pawns would be off, but I'm just destroying. So now we get here, promote. Oh my god! I missed the most important promotion move that I could have made. I missed 2! Oh, I'm terrible with queens. I don't see the moves my opponents can make, and I don't see the moves that I can make. But then after this, it's a draw. They can find ways to yeah, this felt wrong. This felt wrong. Because now they were thinking about this for a while. I saw this, but I think he just realized that, yeah, there's nothing he can do to stop me from promoting now. Or to stop me from hiding. Okay. Well, there's clearly some learnings here. Very interesting endgame. Happy with the result. But realizing it could have been a lot cleaner. We just shuffle around, we keep our king safe. As long as we can keep our queen nearby, we can always block the checks. Let's say I did this. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'm up here, give check. Yeah, how do you... I mean, we just did this. How do we make progress? Not sure why that's good. Not just do that. Oh, whoops. Show me. Computer, show me the technique to win in this position. I guess you try to give checks and give your pawn a tempo. It's got to be a block, right? What? I don't understand. This kind of makes sense to me. Where? Where's the checkmate? Is it a win or is it not a win? Oops. It says plus 60, but show me how it's plus 60. Oh, maybe this is it? Maybe now there's no more checks. How does that work? What even happened here? I guess it's just a lot of shuffling, always finding the right move. Okay. Thank you for the game. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.